I think it's time to get this puppy set up for this week. Hi everybody, today I am setting up my bullet journal for the week starting November 5th, and that's what I'm doing. There's not a lot of explanation, right? I'm just going to set it up. So I'm going to put in for my pain tracker. I had a good night. I actually felt pretty crummy for at least part of yesterday. The funny thing is, when I go grocery shopping, I hit a bunch of stores. I don't physically hit them, but I do go to them. I'm usually like wiped out and hurting by the end of it. And I was yesterday, but I was able to take kind of like a break and I wound up feeling better. So by the end of the evening, I did not need a painkiller and I felt kind of okay. My sermon went great. For those of you who don't know, my church is a UU church. My sermon had nothing to do with like God or any of that stuff. It actually had to do with love and pain. And it was not specific to one religion. So I'm thinking about doing it, a modified version of it for a podcast episode. If you guys are interested in hearing it, let me know in the comments, because it was not, like I said, it wasn't a religious sermon. It was more like a thought-provoking kind of, I was going deep into my own past with avoiding things that hurt and memories that hurt, and by doing that also avoiding memories that are good. Anyway, if you're interested in it, let me know in the comments below. And the first thing I need to do is fill out my intentions list for November. I still haven't done that yet, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pull some things from October that didn't get done, and there's a lot of things that just need to get done in the month of November. So I'm going to do that really quick before I jump into my challenges, because otherwise I'm never going to do it. All right, that's not everything, but my hand is starting to hurt and I will go back to it in a little bit, but it's a lot. November is going to be a busy month. So now I am going to get into my challenges for the day. For my lettering every damn day, today is sweater weather. And as you can see, I've already been heading down the Instagram basicness on this challenge. And like I've said before multiple times, this is not a judgment call on you if you like any of these things. I like many of these things. I feel like my lettering was extra wobbly because my hand was all stiff from making that to-do list. And today's super trendy planner thing is llama. All right, let's move forward. So I have not started my Thanksgiving plans yet. I need to. I'm supposed to make a phone call with my sisters this week to start getting shit planned out. So you'll probably see more next week in my bullet journal setup. Now, for my mood tracker, I have not necessarily... It seems so weird. I need to fill in for yesterday. And I'm going to put the happy and content, because even though I was nervous in the morning and super kind of overwhelmed, once I did my sermon and we nailed it, like the music... Our singing, we sang 2 songs, Nature Boy and Your Song by Elton John. We had instruments involved, and I did my sermon, and I made people cry, and then I had a productive meeting afterwards for social justice. It was just a good day, and I was going into it worried I was going to just drop the ball, and I didn't. It went really well. I got a great response. So even though I had to grocery shop, even though I was tired, even though there was noise because our roof was getting worked on and everything like that, I think we settled on a paint color for the house. And for the most part, I felt pretty good. I didn't feel crappy for the most part, except for a little bit after shopping. So I'm going to go with happy and content. I think content is actually more than happy, but yeah. Which you can see, the progression. These were the 2 days I worked on my sermon, which is, of course, and that we rehearsed. And we didn't think our songs were going to come together either, and they did. So yeah, the aftermath. Woohoo! All right, so moving forward, I decided to incorporate a gratitude tracker since it is November. It's, I should have put that on my list of things that are super planner trendy. But I do like to think about things like that. Just give me a little bit of something. And for earlier this week, I was grateful for my office, especially having cleaned it, because it's now that I'm starting to get it cleaned, I'm really loving it. I'm grateful for Mugs, which is the middle school retreats, the church thing. My older kid used to go to them, now goes to the high school age version, and RJ goes to them. And I was super grateful for it this weekend because he went. And if you guys have not been following, he has been in large amounts of trouble. And he got to go for two reasons. One, because it's good for him to go. Two, because it was a 3.5 hour drive each way. And he's on restriction from electronics, so he didn't get to use electronics on the drive, which was my own personal satisfaction. But I was grateful for A, because I think he really could have used it this weekend, and B, because I really was glad to have him away doing something constructive rather than here and having to fight with him all weekend to do his chores and while he's still punished. So it was a win-win. And then on Saturday, I was grateful for the quartet, the group I sing with. I just love singing with them. Even when I'm stressed out, singing with them makes me feel so good. So for yesterday, I am going to put that I am thankful for estate gray. That is the color of the shingles that we are putting on our house. And our house, for those of you who don't know, was a hoarder house, and it was like the outside's really grungy. It's needed a lot of work, and we're finally working on the outside. And even though the roof's not done, seeing the new dark gray shingles, like taking over the old ugly roof, it's like dipping it into awesome sauce, and it's making me so happy. So I've got a swatch page here and here for some videos I've filmed that'll be going up this month. Some notes from the podcast that went up the day I'm filming this. Episode 31. It's a solo episode, some thoughts I had while I was decluttering. I'm really loving this layout. I put the banner up on top and these like squares and just adjust them based on how much space I want for any given thing. And this is just super like, I just love the look of this. I love the look of this layout. I'm going to continue it for right now. And then yesterday's to-do list, sermon day, and then I did a grocery shopping list because I went to the store yesterday and got all the things. So yeah, now let's get started. I am going to do another time tracker. I'm going to give it another shot. Set my intentions list up for the week. I'm going to use this like wine-colored Simply Gilded, I think. I was originally going to put it up here because that kind of lined up with where the previous one was, but I decided to move it down because there was a lot of extra space here and not a lot up here. So I'm just going to cover these up with white out, maybe put a second dot in with this like twin tone or something, some extra. Here is my time tracker and then my top priorities for the week and the rest of my intentions. So I'm going to start filling that in right now. And I'll first fill in my tracker for the morning and then, yeah, I'll get going. I do want to mention that I woke up at 6:30 today because of the time change. And I'm wiped out because I didn't go to bed till late last night, but that's not going to last. I will not be waking up at 6:30 every day. Not that that wouldn't be a bad thing. I just don't see myself doing it. All right, there's my list. I don't know if it's done, but it's plenty. There's plenty of shit to do for this week. So now I'm going to just start setting up my bullet journal for the day, and I'm going to do the same format, but today is a work heavy day, so I'm going to do my biggest box work and then a smaller one for church and for home in this like format style because I'm really liking it. I think I might have given work a little bit too much space, but we'll deal with it. I'm just really liking how this is turning out. I'm really into this layout, I think. I'm kind of like jerking on my own dick here, but whatever. I've got my list made out for the day, and I think I'm going to get going on it. So, like I said earlier, let me know in the comments if you think me giving a modified version of my sermon on love and grief. Like I said, it's not a denominational sermon. I'm not a Christian. I'm a UU, and this sermon actually is not even exclusive to being a UU. It's mostly just an introspective talk on love and grief and avoiding things that hurt. If you're interested in hearing that on the podcast, let me know, or give me other ideas for the podcast. I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.